Hey guys, I know that a lot of people here are a little bit curious about what it's like to live in a dorm here at UC Berkeley, so I decided to make a little quick analysis about every single place that you can live in here. First place I want to start talking about is Unit 3. So let's jump into Unit 3. Pros and cons. One pro about living in Unit 3 is that you live really close to campus, and you also have your own dining hall known as Cafe 3. Cafe 3 is right in the middle of Unit 3, so it's literally like a 1-minute walk from your dorm room. On top of that, Unit 3 also has Bear Market, which is kind of like a place where you can spend meal points on random stuff like groceries, and like batteries, or whatever you kind of need, and it's open really late at night too. Another awesome thing about living at Unit 3 is that you're really close to the RSF, which is like basically the gym. The RSF is only about a 3-minute walk away from Unit 3, so it really motivates you to go work out a lot of times, like, lifting, squatting. Now, a con about living at Unit 3 is that Unit 3 is one of the older buildings, so of course things may look a little bit old or a little bit stained, but then that's alright because everything is actually still functional. In terms of pricing, Unit 3 is about roughly 15K for a double and roughly 13K for a triple. But I heard that next semester actually the UC Berkeley is only offering triples and quads, so I don't actually know how that's gonna work for you guys next semester. Good luck! Unit 1. Or I guess you could say also Unit 2 because they're the exact same things. So one pro about living at Unit 1 or Unit 2 is that they have relatively new buildings, so some of them might actually have nicer rooms and nicer bathrooms. In the new buildings at Unit 1 and Unit 2, they offer something called mini suites, which is essentially where you share like one bathroom with about 4 to 6 other people. And you guys get your own room, but then you guys also get your own bathroom, so you don't have to share with your entire floor. Now, another great thing about living at Unit 1 or Unit 2 is that you guys have a dining commons really close to where you live also. You have something called Crossroads, which is right in between Unit 1 and Unit 2, and it's about a 2-minute walk between your dorm room to Crossroads. And in terms of distance to the main campus, Unit 1 and Unit 2 is at most like a 5-minute walk to campus, if you're like a really slow walker or something. So Unit 1 and Unit 2 is a little bit far from RSF, I'd say about 5 to 10 minutes walk. Some people might not be as motivated to go to the gym. Now what Unit 1 and Unit 2 does offer is that at the central building, they do offer treadmills and stuff like that, so if you're into just running or cardio kind of stuff, you can go there and work out. Now in terms of pricing, the doubles and triples are about the same as Unit 3, which is like 15K and 13K respectively, but they also do offer mini suites. Now the cost of living in a mini suite for a double is like roughly 16K, and for living in a mini suite triple I'd say it's like 15K, but I might be a little bit wrong, the prices might have changed. So to be safe, I would recommend checking online. Now the cons about living next to Unit 1 or Unit 2 is that you are directly right next to People's Park. Now if you don't know what People's Park is basically a place where a lot of homeless people kind of just gather and just like smoke weed or just hang out and sleep overnight. It may be a little bit dangerous at night to be walking around there by yourself, so I do recommend walking around with people and not by yourself, or just don't walk around at 3 AM in the morning or something. Now moving on to Kerr. Now one of the pros at living at Kerr is that they have their own dining hall, which is rumored to be one of the best like dining halls at UC Berkeley, but honestly I think it's the same as every other place, so I mean, it's all personal opinion. Another great thing about Kerr is that they have huge rooms, like they are like exponentially bigger than what you would find at Unit 1 or 2 or 3, but the only thing is that it's a little bit further away from campus. Which brings me to my next topic, the cons of Kerr. So living at Kerr, you are definitely expected to walk quite a bit because you're like a 15 to 20 minute walk from campus depending on how fast or how slow you walk. So this is part of the reason why Kerr and some other residential halls like Foothill, which I'll talk about later, are deemed as the more like unsocial places to live at simply because it's too far. Nobody like wants to walk there. Like honestly, I don't want to walk there. I've only been there like twice. In terms of doubles and triples pricing, they're also the same as Unit 1 and Unit 2. And Unit 3 because, I mean, doubles and triples are pretty standard. The rooms are just bigger. Moving on to Stern. Now, Stern is a little bit different from most places because it's an all-girls place actually, so I don't have too much exclusive access to the place myself because I'm a guy and then, yeah, whatever. Anyways, some pros about living at Stern is that you get to share dining commons with Foothill, which is also deemed as one of the better places to eat at for UC Berkeley dining commons. And because Stern is already at the top of the hill at UC Berkeley, it's very convenient if you're like a computer science major because then you don't have to walk up the hill every time to go to class. Now some cons about living at Stern is that because it's up the hill, nobody wants to go up there. Like honestly, I hate walking uphill. I try to take the bus if I can. And just generally nobody wants to come up there and visit you. In terms of pricing, the doubles and triples are again the same as Unit 1, 2, or 3 because it's just very standard. Now moving on to Foothill. Foothill is also up the hill, so it's kind of similar to Stern, except that one pro about living at Foothill is that you have your own dining common, so you don't have to walk as far to like eat. And again, it's also up the hill, so if you're like a computer science major, you have a very easy time going to classes. In terms of cons for living at Foothill, it's pretty similar to that of Stern because like nobody wants to walk up that hill to visit you. Like honestly, I don't want to walk up there. All in all, there's no such thing as a bad place to live at here at UC Berkeley, but if I had a choice, I would definitely choose Unit 1 because I'm more of a social kind of person and I would love to live in one of the newer buildings, even though it costs a little bit more.